Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're all well. Right, okay, so I thought I'd make a video and let you know my thoughts on the Nintendo Switch. Had a couple of people ask me for this, so I thought why not? And I also wanted to talk about it as well because there's so much information coming out and I'm finding it quite interesting seeing other people's opinions, so I thought I'd put my opinion out there as well. Right, okay, so last Thursday, the 12th of January, Nintendo held their, broadcast their official unveiling presentation for the Nintendo Switch. Now, unfortunately, because I'm in the UK, when they broadcast this, it was actually like 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday. So yeah, 4 AM is a bit of a piss take really, but you know, time zones and everything. So initially I wasn't going to watch it. I thought, you know what, I'm interested, but I'm not interested enough to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'll just go to bed, get up in the morning, go to Nintendo's YouTube channel, avoid all social media and just watch the video. Because I knew that they were going to do a Treehouse later in the day anyway on Friday, which was at like, I think it was 2:30 in the afternoon. I think that's correct, doesn't matter. And so I thought, well, you know, I'll get up, watch the video, see what it's all about, and then I'll watch the Treehouse later on and get a more in-depth look at the games and hopefully the hardware. But of course, I went to bed and, you know, I'm a Nintendo fan. And so I'm laying in bed and I just can't sleep and I'm like, this is ridiculous. And I thought, oh, you know what, screw it. So I put my alarm on for 4 o'clock. Well, in fact, I put my alarm for 3:30, if I remember correctly, to make sure I get up and I don't miss it. So I got my tablet, my Kindle, start watching a bit of YouTube just to send me back to sleep, a bit of ASMR and everything, you know, usual. I then eventually drift off, wake up at 3:30, watch a bit more YouTube. 4 o'clock rolls round, got the Kindle going, got YouTube up, got Nintendo's channel open, Switch event's about to begin. I'm thinking, this is great, okay, here we go. Nothing. 15 minutes of sod all. I'm just sitting there with a red screen with Nintendo Switch presentation written on it and background music and the original trailer from October playing in the background, just the audio. So I'm thinking, what the bloody hell's going on? Why hasn't it started? So in the end I got sick and tired of waiting. So I thought, you know what, I can make a cup of tea. So I went downstairs, put the kettle on, booted up the PC, thought I might as well watch it on the big screen on the TV. So I'm making me a cup of tea. PC comes on, go onto YouTube and it says UK presentation. So I'm thinking, hang on, it didn't have that on the Kindle, what's going on? So I click on that and lo and behold, the presentation's on. I've missed 15 minutes of it. So yeah, I don't know what happened if they were just broadcasting the US one mobile. I don't know what happened, very weird. So I missed the initial bit where they were talking about, which I've now watched, obviously gone back and seen it. So I missed all the first part where Kimishima came out and they were talking about the origins of Nintendo and the console they made previously and how all of that has been an influence on the new console and have taken elements for each system and put them into the Switch, which I thought was really cool, except for the tenuous one with the GameCube. We had a handle on it, so we thought it'd make this portable. I was like, really? Even that's a stretch. You know, because that did make me smile, that did. I thought that was really funny. Even my dad questioned that. He was like, But yeah, anyway, I missed that first part, but I did get to the rest of the presentation anyway. Overall, I like the presentation personally. I thought the actual presentation style was really good. It was a bit awkward in places, but you know, it is Japanese, so you just accept that. It's quite funny. It was great to see all the new people from Nintendo that are coming up, so we get to see what they're like. Got to see Kimishima, which was great. And you know, I enjoyed all the games that got announced, were really cool. And the hardware looked really good. My first initial thoughts as the presentation was going on was, there's a lot of RPGs getting announced here. Not thinking that obviously this is, you know, a Japanese presentation, so they're really catering towards the Japanese market more. But I did think afterwards, well, you know, that's all fair and well, but this is your international unveiling of your new system that you're trying to get to appeal to every single demographic like you did with the original Wii. And that's what Reggie has said, that they're trying to like go for everyone again, which is quite clear from what the hardware can do. So I do feel that putting out a shitload of RPGs in your first announcement isn't the wisest move, because if someone like myself, who's been playing games for 30 years and can never get on with RPGs, has tried but just can't get to grips with them, if I don't like the look of that, someone like my dad, who's not a gamer, just a random person or a casual gamer, they're going to think, Jesus Christ, they look a bit bloody complicated. So I don't think that was wise. I think they need to have more spread across genres, more variety. Although, you know, on the counterbalance, they did have a nice montage of games later in the presentation, which showed things like Sleep from Ubisoft, which I haven't picked up on the PS4 or Xbox One. I don't even know if it's out yet, I assume it is. That looks really cool. And then there was a few others and all. I think there was a fast racing RM in that, I think it was. And a few other different genres, so that was really cool. At least they bothered to mix it up a little bit. But I did just initially feel like there was too much RPG stuff, and I thought, oh crap, I want to love this console, but if it's going to be an RPG machine, it's not for me. So I was glad that that wasn't the case, and there are other genres being explored. The Treehouse itself, quick brief one about that. It was alright. It was the usual Treehouse. It always feels like a cult to me, like the cult of Nintendo, like they've all been indoctrinated. A bit of the old Jim Jones going on there. But nonetheless, it's still fun to watch. And I kind of, even though it's a bit of a cult, it kind of makes me want to live there with them, because they're all so happy and everything's brilliant and everything's amazing, and you know, I'd love a world like that. It'd be great, sort of, but it's better than what we get anyway. But yeah, the Treehouse was fine. Initially at the beginning though, they played ARMS, and it must have been like nearly 40-45 minutes, at least that's what it felt like. And I thought, this game looks okay, but come on, 10-15 minutes is enough to show you how it's controlled, how it plays. You don't need to milk this one, but they did. So yeah, that was the presentation of the Treehouse. And what happened next was, I went to bed about 5:30, because I watched the presentation first of all from 4 o'clock. Then I watched some of the IGN after show to see what they thought of it. And so I went to bed about 5:30, and the night before, Amazon had sent out an email saying they were taking pre-orders starting at 7 AM on Friday the 13th. So I went to bed at 5:30, set my alarm for 7:15, woke up at 7:15, turned the alarm off, fell asleep, woke up at 7:15, panicked, went shit, because I knew there were going to be limited stock. So I leaned over, grabbed my Kindle, fired up the shop, went into Amazon. Luckily they still had the grey one for pre-order, so I got my pre-order in. So yeah, very happy with that. I went for the grey one. They didn't have the red and blue neon at the time. That came on later in the day, and that sold out straight away, and so did the grey one. I really like the red and neon. I think they look great. I know Alex Nintendo Arcade has said when he was at the event that the neon Joy-Cons look a lot better in real life than they do on video, which is great. My only reason I didn't go for the neon one was just because, as much as I like them on the Switch itself, I think they look really cool. I would rather have had the dock be half red and blue as well, just to match. I think the fact that the rest of the unit is grey, like the normal grey unit, and they just put a red and blue Joy-Con on, I don't know, it don't work for me. I really like it on the Switch, but when it's docked, it don't look so good. So I'd rather the dock would match, but maybe that'll change in the future when they do different variations, because I'm sure they'll do many. Yeah. So that's the main thing. Obviously the hardware, it's coming out March 3rd, it's $299. Over here it's $279.99, which is quite high, but then I don't have a real problem with it because of the technology involved. You know, you look at what's inside those Joy-Cons, they've got IR sensors, they've got share buttons, they've got this HD rumble, which looks really interesting. Everybody says that actually works really well, which is great. Gyros for motion. You know, there's so much just ram-packed in those little devices. So I don't really have an issue with the price myself. Plus it's a console hybrid as well. It's a console and a mobile device, you know, a handheld, so you're getting 2 for 1. So really, I think it justifies it. It is a little bit high, I will admit. And you know, looking at the launch titles as well, the launch is not very good. But I will say that after watching a lot of videos this week and getting a lot of opinions on both the positive, negative, and some in the middle, and reading up on all the games that are getting released over the year in the launch window and the launch titles, I'm actually a lot more optimistic than I initially was after the presentation, because at launch we have 6 games now. We have 1-2 Switch, a game that looks interesting, but I do feel should have been a pack-in. I'm not paying full price for that. I don't think it's worth it. It looks a lot of fun. It is a party game and it's great. It is essentially new Wii Sports, but come on. The cheapest I've seen is £35 at Argos. If it was 20 quid, I'd buy it, but I think 35 is taking the piss, and anyone who's charging 40, come on, no one's going to pay that for it. Anyway, we've got 1-2 Switch, we've got Just Dance 2017, not for me. We have Skylanders, also not for me. Then we have, let me get this right now. We've got Zelda Breath of the Wild, which I'll talk about in a minute. And we've got 1-2 Switch, Just Dance, Skylanders, oh yeah, Zelda, and Bomberman R. And just this morning it has now been announced that the Binding of Isaac, I think it's called Afterbirth, that is also going to be a launch title. So that's 6 games now, which is great. It's expanding, which is nice. Binding of Isaac apparently in the US will be a physical and digital release, whereas worldwide it will be digital, but they have teased a physical release for Europe. which seems a bit ludicrous to me because the console is region free, so people will just, if you can't get a physical copy in your area, you'll just go and import it. Because as soon as I saw that, I thought, well, if it's a game that I like the look of and I can't get a physical copy, which we may get one anyway, but if we didn't, I'd just buy a US copy. So yeah, that was a bit silly. Anyway, so yes, we've got 6 games. Now out of those games, for me personally, at launch, the only 2 games I'm interested in are Bomberman R, which looks really cool, and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now, I'm not an RPG player. As you know, if you've watched me for a while, I don't play RPGs. I've tried to, I don't really get on with them, I don't understand them, and I find them very difficult to get into, so they're not my genre. You know, I play a lot of genres, I just don't get RPGs. Now, the more I've seen of Zelda over the time, since it was first announced on the Wii U to now, it looks really good. I really like the environment, I love the animations, the art style. I think Link looks great. I just think everything about it looks good. And I was a bit unsure because I really, at first I thought, well, there's no point getting one at launch because there's only really Zelda. You know, there's Bomberman, but it's not like an expansive game. It's quite small in its scale compared to something like Zelda, which is huge. So I thought, well, is it worth it? But then the more I looked into Zelda, I thought, yeah, actually, it's worth it just to play that one game because there's going to be a lot of gameplay involved. It's going to take you a long time to play it. And I watched a 15-minute gameplay on IGN the other day, and it actually seems like it's a lot more easy to get into than the older Zeldas have been, from what I've seen. You know, my experience is limited. I've only ever played the Game Boy game and Link to the Past, and Link to the Past on the SNES I couldn't get anywhere. The Game Boy game, got about halfway through it. I was pretty decent at that. But looking at the 15-minute video, anyway, Breath of the Wild, it seems to be quite straightforward in that when they started the demo, you walk around the room, you find a tablet, the voiceover, who I assume is Zelda, I don't know. She tells you what the tablet's for. You go outside, you talk to a big ogre-looking dude, you pick up an axe, you go for a walk. She tells you where to go. She says, look at the map, there's a little mark on the map. So you're always aware of what you're doing. Now, if it's going to be like that all the way through the game, and I've got some concept of what I'm supposed to do, and it's not just a case of just sticking me in the world and just go and explore, then I'll be all right. So we'll wait and see. But yeah, I want to get Zelda, I want to get Bomberman. And so, of course, going forward from there, people are saying, well, there's not a lot of games over the year. But I look at it myself. I personally, I'm in a lucky position. I have a PlayStation 4 and have an Xbox One. So I'm going to have a lot of games to play anyway. So to me, having a Switch as well is just a few extra additional games that I'm going to enjoy. So I'm not really going to notice that there aren't many games for that system because I've got Xbox and PlayStation to play on as well. Obviously, if Switch is your only console, then yes, it may be a little limited. But I looked at all the games that have been announced and the games that are coming out this year, and for me at least, there's quite a decent amount of games for it. And I don't like digital content, I don't agree with digital gaming, I've never seen the point of it. However, for the smaller games, I'm willing to sacrifice my beliefs and jump on board with the Switch. I won't be buying like Zelda or anything like you can buy physical because I just do not see the point, and they're always overpriced. And to me, you don't own the game if you have it digitally, so it's pointless. I'm not going to get into arguments in the comments about that, it's just my opinion. I don't like digital content, but I will make an exception for the smaller games. So looking at the games coming out, I've got Bomberman R, Super Bomberman R. I do like the fact it's called Super Bomberman, that's really cool. We've got Super Bomberman R, Zelda Breath of the Wild. April we got Mario Kart 8. And now of course I don't have a Wii U as well, so this is helping me as well. Later in the year we got Splatoon 2, which I really like the look of. I've wanted to play Splatoon since it came out on the Wii U, so now I'll get the opportunity, which is great. Then obviously at the end of the year we should be getting Mario Odyssey. Whether that happens, we'll wait and see. It might get pushed to 2018, but I hope it's this year. And then also there is Sonic Mania, which I really want to play. There's Ultra Street Fighter 2, which quite frankly when I saw that, had me wanting to pre-order the console. You know, it just sold me completely. I was like, that's incredible. HD graphics and also standard original style graphics, although it is kind of, the frame rate's a lot better. I noticed on the Chun-Li stage in particular, the cyclists are going really fast. Ultra Street Fighter 2 looks incredible, so definitely want that. So that's Sonic Mania, Ultra Street Fighter 2. There's 2 Wonder Boy titles. There's the Dragon's Trap, Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap, and there's Monster Boy, I've got it written down, it's Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, which looks fantastic. So I want to play all of those. So that alone is enough to keep me going. But then you look at all the other games that have been announced, and we have games such as, we've got ARMS. I'll be honest, watching Alex play it in Nintendo Arcade, it does look a lot of fun. A bit knackering, but fun. And I think like, it'd be good for a laugh, and it'd be fun if I was playing it with my dad or something, but generally, I wouldn't get a lot out of it, so I may pick that up eventually. Then you got Fast RMX, which I'm assuming may be a sequel to Fast Racing Neo. I don't know. That looks really interesting. It's a Wipeout game, which is not really my thing, but I would like to give it a try. There's Lego City Undercover coming out, which I'm really happy about because I had it on Wii U and I had a Wii U. I really liked that a lot, but I never got on with that bloody gamepad. So being able to play it on the Switch in that beautiful little screen and be able to take it with me, fantastic. So I guess we'll be getting that. Then there's Project Octopath Traveler, which is so not my type of game. From what I understand, it's a turn-based RPG, which is totally not what I would play. But the pixel art on that game, the trailer was incredible. It looks so nice. And I thought I saw it and I thought, oh God, I've got to play that. And then I saw it was turn-based and I thought, ugh. So I may have to try and learn how to play turn-based and not get annoyed by it, because I never understood the logic in that, but we'll see. Then there's a game called Seasons of Heaven, which a trailer came out a while ago. And my mate Luke on Twitter, if I remember rightly, he was the one that posted the link for that. It looks so nice. It looks like some kind of adventure game with a young boy and a dog. It looks fantastic, so I really want to play that one. Then there's Ukulele coming out, obviously the new Banjo-Kazooie title. So yeah, and there's a lot of games getting announced and more stuff are going to get announced. And of course, E3 is around the corner in June. So we have to assume that Nintendo have saved a couple of games for that. They've got, you know, there's TGS as well, they'll probably have games for that. So I don't think we need to worry too much. You know, I do feel that actually when you look at it and you break it down and you ignore all of those talking heads on YouTube, the people with thousands of people following them, who just basically, a lot of them are just controversial for controversial sake, live in an echo chamber, don't really have a serious opinion, they just want to get views and just, you know, rant and rave and just say, oh, this is shit and the battery life's shit and Nintendo's messing everything up. And you know, it's like, if you don't like it, then just don't buy it. There's no need to make videos and just because you want to, you know, get paid. You know, don't do what you want to do, it's your life, but that kind of shit gets on my nerves. So anyway, yeah, as far as the battery life is concerned, but if anyone's interested, it doesn't really affect me because I won't really use the Switch as a mobile device as such. If I go away, or you know, if I go and visit my folks and I stay over or something, I might take it then, obviously, because me and my dad will want to play some games. But even then I'd have to take the dock anyway so you can put it on the TV. So yeah, generally I'll be playing it on TV and I'll take it to bed with me. So the battery life is I think it's 2.5 to 6.5 hours depending on the game, because of obviously the power consumption. Something like Zelda's going to zap your battery. But that's fine by me because I'll just go to bed and if the battery starts going down, I'll just plug it in. So jobs are good. So I'm happy with that. So let's just talk about a couple of games. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm on the fence. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to try it. I didn't like Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U. I thought it was crap and boring. But they've got the original battle mode back in this one, so that kind of makes me want to play it anyway. Plus, I just want to give it a try and see if I can get into it again. So why not? And it's just another game to play. And then of course we got Super Mario Odyssey, which I absolutely love the look of. It looks like a combo of Mario 64 and Sunshine, two of my favourite 3D Marios, and I absolutely love Sunshine. I was really into that when it came out on the GameCube. It's fantastic. And yeah, we've got Hub World where he's running around New York, which is really cool because obviously, you know, he's a plumber from New York, and that kind of has gotten lost over the years. And people, I don't think like the mainstream, like non-gamers have really realised that was the case. So it's really cool that you're going to start off in New York, and then from what I can see, you get into the little ship and it flies you off to the different worlds. And you've got a multitude of worlds that look absolutely fantastic. The graphics, oh man, the graphics look so good. That is going to look amazing when I get that game. I really can't wait to play that one. So overall, Wii U. Overall, Nintendo, I've been doing that all week, I keep saying Wii U. Nintendo Switch, really love the hardware. I think the hardware is fantastic. I'm completely and utterly sold on it. I think the Joy-Cons look really cool. The HD Rumble's fantastic. The motion's fantastic. It looks really good one-to-one tracking and really accurate, which is excellent. I like all the different ways of playing the game on the TV, as a handheld, on tabletop mode, you know, motion controls, Pro Controller, the Sad Dog adapter for the Joy-Cons. I mean, there's so many options and they all seem to work really, really well. And all the things I've seen so far, all the people who have played it at the events in New York and London, press and otherwise, have all said that the screen's amazing, it feels great to play, the games are fun. So quite frankly, I'm quite excited for this system. It's looking good. And you know, I don't want to get overhyped because I got overhyped for the Wii U and got disappointed. But so far, having time to think about it for this week, I've really come to the conclusion that it's going to be something I'm going to enjoy I'm glad I've pre-ordered it. So yeah, it's going to be good stuff. There's a lot of great games coming out for it. There's probably a lot more to still be announced. And I think, did they say 80 third-party developers are working on stuff? I think that's what they said, which is a lot. And if that comes to fruition, then fantastic. And of course, you know, if the system is successful, then they will come and make games for it. It's just obvious. But yeah, what do you guys think anyway? Let me know in the comments down below what your viewpoints are. I'm really looking forward to March now. It's going to be good. I want to get my hands on it. You know, software is all going to be down to what kind of games you want to play and whether or not you own a second system or not. If this is going to be your main system, then it might be a more difficult decision because of the price and everything. And obviously the accessories are very expensive. And that's another thing for me, accessories. I'm not going to buy a Pro controller. I'm going to wait. I'm going to see how the Joy-Con adapter feels, because people, from what I've seen, a lot of people are saying it's absolutely fine and adequate. The Pro controller is better because it's got a D-pad, so if you're playing Street Fighter, that'll be a big plus. But generally, it plays really well. I'll see how I go. I mean, if I can't play Street Fighter with it, then I'll have to get a Pro controller eventually, but it's not a rush. I won't need an extra dock just yet. I did consider getting one for the bedroom eventually. That might be an idea, but I don't know. I probably won't bother. I'll probably just play as a handheld in the bed. So yeah, I won't need any extra Joy-Cons. Generally, when I buy a console, the controller that comes with it is the controller I've got by the end of the generation. I don't tend to break my controllers or anything, or have any major issues. So yeah, anyway, Nintendo Switch, love the hardware, fantastic. The games could have been a bit more varied when they announced them. They could have had more games, but as I've looked at the list, I'm actually finding more games that I want to play, so it is a lot better than I initially thought. So overall, big thumbs up. Really enjoying it. Can't wait to get hold of it and play it. And you know, that's what it comes down to, fun. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know if you're going to pre-order one, if you have pre-ordered one. Are you going to wait for Mario? Are you going to wait for more games that interest you? What's your thoughts? Just let me know down below. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video.